This is Jeopardy! Please welcome our contestants. Player 1. Player 2. Player 3. And now, here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex Trebek.
Thank you, Johnny Gilbert. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Let's take you right now into the Jeopardy round. Clues are worth $200 to $1,000 in these categories: mythology, 80s music, Brit speak, animals, business and industry, and dirty, rotten scoundrels. Where do we begin, player 1? Here's Kelly.
1 in every 6 known bird species makes its home in this rainforest.
Yes, player 2. That's it. Player 2, where do we start? Sputniks 5, 6, 9, and 10 carried these animals into space. Yes, player 1? That's not it. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Player 2. Sorry, that's wrong. Anyone else? It's player 3. Correct. Player 3, make a selection, please, as we continue. Got one of these odorous animals, also known as a polecat, as a pet? Call your Humane Society to make sure it's legal. Player 1? You got it. Great, you're back into it now. Player 1, start us. In Forbes magazine's 2010 list of billionaires, this Omahan was number 3, behind Carlos Slim and Bill Gates. The correct response is Warren Buffett. Player 1, you pick again, please. In 1990, United Brands changed its name to this, to take advantage of its name recognition as a banana producer. Yes, player 1? That's not right. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Yes, player 2. Right you are. Great, you're back into it now. Player 2, start us. Fancy a cuppa, love? Cuppa is a cup of this. It's player 1. Any other takers? Here's the correct response. Tea. Player 2, choose again. Critters of the Pleistocene epoch include the mammoth and this breast tooth relative. Yes, player 1? Right, and you're back into some money. A lot of clues, a lot of categories, player 1. Dachs, as in Dachshund, is German for this burrowing animal. It's player 3. Right. Where do we begin, player 3? This woman, with a reputation as a hard-drinking, foul-mouthed ruffian, claimed she married Wild Bill Hickok. Player 2.
Yeah!
That's correct. Where do we begin, Player 2? Some say his 12 labors were penance for killing his wife Megara and their children. Okay, Player 3? Sorry. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Player 1? That's correct. Okay, let's get back into this. Player 1, you make the next selection as we continue. Answer? The Daily Double. You're in second right now. So, what's your wager? All right, here's your clue. Legend has it that the design of this company's Monsieur Bibendum logo was inspired by a pile of rubber tires. Correct. Player 1, pick again. Let's get Kelly's assistance on this clue.
Named for the implication that it brought some rationality to an exuberant market, it's a downward move by generally rising prices.
It's Player 2. That's correct. Player 2, where do we start? In 1978, he was fired as the president of Ford, only to become the new president of Chrysler. Let's hear it, Player 3. Good for you. Player 3, make a selection, please, as we continue. This company helped track down Black Bart, the bandit who'd robbed its stagecoaches about 27 times. It's Player 3. Sorry, that's wrong. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Okay, Player 2. You are correct. A lot of clues, a lot of categories. Player 2. Make a Some say Arizona Donnie Clark was just overprotective, but she's infamously known by this name. It's Player 3. Right you are. Player 3, start us. A ballad ends, they'll bury them side by side. To few it'll be grief, to the law a relief, but it's death for them. Let's hear it, Player 2. No, sorry. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Okay, Player 1. That's it. Okay, let's get back into this. Player 1, Harry Longbaugh got this nickname after serving time in a Wyoming prison for horse theft. The correct response is Sundance. Select again. This brand name has become a noun and a verb for vacuum. Let's hear it, Player 2. Yep. All right, let's get back into this. Player 2 has control. While Americans put gas in their cars, the British put in this 6-letter equivalent. Here's the correct response. Petrol. You get to pick again, Player 2. Jupiter is the Roman equivalent of this Greek god. The correct response is Zeus. You again, player 2. She was given a box and told not to open it. She did, releasing the world's evil, but shut it before hope could escape. Let's hear it, player 1. Good for you. A lot of clues, a lot of categories, player 1. This term for an electrical outlet sounds like a presentations program from Microsoft. Here's what we wanted. PowerPoint. We return to you, player 1. As they have a tendency to burst open in the frying pan, sausages are popularly called these. Let's hear it, player 3. That's right. Way to go. Player 3, you start us off. Let's go to the Clue Crew for this next clue.
According to Greek myth, this monster depicted here 8 people who could not answer its riddle.
It's player 1.
Yeah!
A lot of clues, a lot of categories, player 1. This Greek sea god could cause springs to flow and create storms with a flourish of his trident. Player 1?
Yeah!
Hey, you're right. Please pick again, player 1. The Greg Kinn Band was singing our song, crooning, "Our love's in this, baby." Let's hear it, player 3. That's it. Player 3, make a selection, please, as we continue. In 1984, his Let's Go Crazy said, "We are gathered here today to get through this thing called life." Let's hear it, player 3. Sorry, that's wrong. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Yes, player 1? Good. Player 1, start us. She told us, "Love is a battlefield," and in 1980 went to number 9 with "Hit Me With Your Best Shot." Yes, player 1?
Yeah!
That is correct. Player 1, back to you for our... In 1981, Sheena Easton sang, "My baby takes the this. He works from 9 till 5, and then he takes another home again." The correct response is The Morning Train. And now the $1,000 clue. Well, I talk about it, talk about it, talk about it, talk about it. Lip Sync asked, "Won't you take me to here?" Let's hear it, player 2. Right. Player 2, you're going first in Double Jeopardy, and we'll start that round right after this break. And we have 2 daily doubles awaiting you in these categories. Vocabulary, 19th century literature, country music, metals, women of achievement, and world capitals. All right, let's get back into this. Player 2 has control. You'll find whaleboats not only in his masterpiece, but also in his story Benito Sereno and his novel Mardi. Here's what we were looking for. Herman Melville. Pricier than gold, it's the metal of Jennifer Lopez's albums and of her earrings at the premiere of El Cantante. Player 3? Right. Okay, let's get back into this. Player 3, you make the next selection as we... Here's Sarah from our Clue Crew with the clue.
By studying seismic waves, scientists concluded that the Earth is made up of 4 layers: the crust, mantle, a liquid outer core, and a solid inner core, made mainly of this metal.
Here's what we wanted. Iron. You again, Player 3. The name of this extinct critter comes from words meaning terrible lizard. Yes, Player 1? Yep. Player 1, where do we start? This term for a mechanical human comes from a Czech word for forced labor. Player 2. Right. Player 2, make a selection, please, as we continue. Bumbershoot is Brit speak for one of these. Yes, Player 1? You are correct. Player 1, make a selection, please. As he's an angel is a metaphor. Smart as a whip is one of these comparisons. Let's hear it, Player 2. Correct. Player 2, where do we start? The name of this science is from the Greek for the study of animals. Let's hear it, Player 1. Right. Player 1, make a selection, please, as we continue. Budapest is the capital of Hungary. This is the capital of Romania. We're talking about Bucharest. Player 1, back to you for our next selection. The capital of India is not pronounced Calcutta or Calicut, but this way. It's Player 1. That's right. Way to go. Player 1, choose again. This world capital is on the island of Java. Okay, Player 3. Sorry, that's wrong. Anyone else? Player 1? That's right. Way to go. Player 1, back to you. Laid out in 1874, the botanical gardens in this capital have an observatory with a statue of Tycho Brahe. Okay, Player 1. Sorry, that's wrong. Any other takers? The correct response is Copenhagen. Player 1, pick again. This city on the Malay Peninsula is the capital of Malaysia. Yes, player 3?
Yeah!
Yes. Player 3, you start. In Uncle Tom's Cabin, St. Clair, Tom's master, is killed. Tom is then sold to this brutal, drunken planter. The correct response is Simon Legree. Please pick again, player 3. Antimony gives strength and hardness to this metal, so you don't have those mushy bullets. Here's what we were looking for. Lead. Player 3, back to you for our next selection. Brass is an alloy of copper and this. The more this, the less malleable. Let's hear it, player 2. Good. Player 2, where do we start? To withstand the pressure over 14,000 feet down, the submersible Alvin's hull is this metal, about 2 inches thick. Okay, player 2. No. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Here's the correct response. Titanium. Player 2, choose again. In Pedro Antonio de Alarcon's The Three-Cornered This, a miller thinks his wife is having an affair with the mayor. The correct response is hat. Player 2, back to you. The last name of the title character of this Thomas Hardy novel is actually DURBEYFIELD. The correct response is Tess of the D'Urbervilles. Please pick again, player 2. Around 46 B.C., Julius Caesar offended his countrymen by dedicating a statue to her. It's player 1. Yes. Okay, let's get back into this. Player 1, you make the next. In November 1988, she was elected Prime Minister of Pakistan, becoming the first woman to head a modern Islamic nation. Here's what we were looking for. Benazir Bhutto. Player 1, back to you. In 1616, she and her husband John Rolfe traveled to England to help raise funds for the Virginia colonists. Here's the response we were looking for. Pocahontas. We return to you, player 1. Answer. The first of the daily doubles. You are currently in the lead. What are you going to wager? And the daily double clue. As an example to her Russian subjects, she and her son Paul had themselves inoculated against smallpox in 1768. Congratulations, you're still in first, player 1. Select again. To further the ambitions of her brother, her father, Pope Alexander VI, arranged several marriages for her. Here's the correct response. Lucretia Borgia. We return to you, player one. For 14 years, the Abbé Faria was his fellow prisoner in the Château d'If. Let's hear it, player two. Nope. Sorry. Anyone else? We're talking about Edmond Dantes. Please pick again, player one. At his wedding reception in 2006, he serenaded bride Nicole Kidman with the song Making Memories of Us. Let's hear it, player three. Sorry, that's wrong. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? It's player one. Sorry, that's wrong. Any other takers? Yes, player two. Right you are. A lot of clues, a lot of categories. Player two. At the 2010 ACM Awards, this American Idol became the first woman to win Entertainer of the Year twice. It's player one. Yep. Player one, you start us off. Answer. The other Daily Double. You are in the lead right now. You need to select your wager. Answer. This Dolly Parton song topped CMT's list of the 100 greatest love songs of country music. However, you keep your lead. Here's what we wanted. I Will Always Love You. Player one, pick again. His first #1 country hit and first top 40 pop hit was 1975's Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain. Okay, player two. That's correct. And the $2,000 clue? It's never too early for happy hour in It's 5 O'Clock Somewhere, a hit for Alan Jackson and him. The correct response is Jimmy Buffett. Looks like you'll all be moving on to Final Jeopardy after this break. We've got the Final Jeopardy round here for you, and today it features this category: musical history. So, what's your wager? And now the last clue. It's the nursery rhyme that inspired the title of a famous musical based on a 1913 George Bernard Shaw work. What did you say? And this correct response will add how much to your score? What did you put as your response? And that correct response will add... Let's see your response. And that will cost you... Congratulations, player one. You're the winner. Good game. Thank you so much for playing.